Emery, thank you. Okay, Canada, we're about to get personal. How many times did you get up to go pee? Last night? I'm asking for real. What about your partner? Waking up too many times is what doctors call nocturia, and our next guest says it could be pointing to more serious health issues. Dr. Dean Elterman, who's a urologic surgeon with the University Health Network, is here with us this morning. Great to have you.
Great to be here. Thanks.
How many times did you get up to pee last night?
None.
None. Me too. Samesies. Doctor, tell us, how many times is too many times?
So it's really common to wake up, but 2 or more times is what we would consider abnormal.
Okay, 2 or more times. And then how many hours of sleep would that be?
Well, the whole idea is that nocturia is you've already fallen asleep, you're woken up to pee, and then you want to fall back asleep again. So it's waking up because you need to pee.
Okay, so why does that happen at nighttime? Like, I get why we have to go pee during the day, but at nighttime, why would we be waking up to have to go pee?
There are a number of reasons. Certainly, it could be that you've drunk too much fluid late into the evening. There could be an underlying medical condition, a sleep disorder, and so we really need to dig into what is the underlying cause that's waking us up.
Okay, does gender or age factor into this?
Well, about 30% of adults will wake up at night at least once to pee, and as we get older, say over 60 or 70, about half of people will wake up, but it's equal between men and women.
That's interesting that it's equal. If you're waking up more than once, what are we talking here in terms of underlying health issues?
So there could be a few. Certainly, one thing that happens as we get older is that our kidneys don't concentrate urine. So essentially, we start making too much urine at night and we pee too much. But there could be other underlying causes like sleep apnea. So we're snoring, we stop breathing. You could have diabetes. We could have heart and lung issues. You could just be retaining a lot of fluid. And often it's just lifestyle. People are drinking too much closer to bed.
Okay, so let's break this down. For the average person watching who's thinking, what could I do? What preventable things, like you said, not drinking too much water before bedtime, what does that actually look like in terms of practical terms? Is it stopping by a certain time before you go to bed? What is that? How does that break down?
So I think we should be reducing how much fluid we drink closer to bedtime, so that's 2 to 3 hours. If you're retaining a lot of fluid in your legs, for example, you can lift your legs up in the late afternoon or wear compression stockings. And also you want to monitor your diet, how much fluid you're taking in. And last but not least, you want to speak to your doctor if you may have an underlying medical condition that's either not being treated properly or it hasn't even been diagnosed.
How long would something like this be going on before red flags would start to fly? Like if you have like a week where you're waking up at night, is that a big deal? Or are we talking months at a time?
It can go in phases, right? But I think if this is a long-term thing and it's getting worse over time, that's when you need to speak to your doctor. There's always 1 or 2 nights where you had something too salty, you drank too much alcohol. Those are going to get you up at night. But if this is a long-term recurring thing, you really need to speak to your doctor.
Well, and I imagine that there is significant impacts to then how you feel the next day. When you're waking up 2 or 3 times at night to go to the bathroom, your sleep is disrupted.
The big thing about nocturia, or waking up at night, isn't that you're waking up at night. It's the consequence of waking up at night, right? It's fatigue. It's that fragmentation of sleep. It can lead to falls and fractures, specifically in older people, and it can even have depression and other impacts on your quality of life, your productivity the next day. And so that is really why we want to get to the heart of why you're waking up at night.
So say someone has come to see you, they're waking up with this, they are having this disrupted sleep. What's then next? Once you determine what's going on with them, what kind of treatments are we talking?
So we really want to target the underlying cause. So if it's lifestyle, we're going to change what they're drinking, when they're drinking it. If it's diabetes, we're going to better control their blood sugars. If it's something like overactive bladder, we're going to give them medications for that. If it's men with an enlarged prostate and they're not emptying their bladder all the way, we want to treat the prostate. And if it's sleep apnea, we can give them a CPAP machine to help them breathe.
There are so many options out there. The best option for you is to be able to sleep through the night. So that's what we want for you. Doctor, so great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.